So today I've come over, it's an absolute beautiful day and we're already preparing for the big build on Sunday's video, and I've got the solar panel ready. Oh, don't mind him. People keep asking me how I get so much done on my plots and in my social life and, you know, everything else in between, my uni life, my work life. And the real reason is there's two of us. Hello. But yeah, let him carry on with the solar panel installation. So let's get on with some gardening. It is bonkers here today. There is things everywhere all ready for the big solar panel build, but let's show you what's going on so far. So we've got the solar panel ready to go up on the roof and also an inverter. So this basically connects to the solar panel, so it gives you some good DC power. So I've got 2 plug points here, 4 USBs, and then it all connects on here. So yeah, and also another one there, so 3. So the idea is that I'll have a solar panel on the roof, I'll have some plug sockets, USBs. I just want it mainly for when I'm over here and it's a rainy day, I still can plug my phone in, I can still have the radio on, but there is a big catch coming up in the next video, so stay tuned for that, because I've got options. So I'm just popping at the back of the plot. Someone texted me yesterday to say that your cosmos have all blown over, so let's have a look. Yep. So they've all blown over. I'm gonna have to stake this up now, but because otherwise they'll snap, but they just go crazy. They go absolutely crazy, but let's get that done. But while we're here, look at it. It's just an absolute delight to see. I absolutely love this pond. It was such an asset for this environment at the back. The amount of wildlife now that come over and they use that pond, it was worth it, absolutely worth it, 100%. So first things first, it might have been raining for the last couple of days, but the polytunnel, that's the only downside of having a greenhouse and polytunnel. It still needs watering even when it's raining, so let's get that done. Whoa. Okay, that was not what I planned. Right, let's connect the hose. Right, we're good to go. The good thing is now I can just carry on planting. The irrigation's working perfectly. So yeah, just plug in your Bosch pump like I said and off you go. But while I'm here I want to show you something. So a few friends of mine have got one of these and they're from Plant Surge, so I contacted them and I thought I'd show you what this little thing can do. It's absolutely clever. So what it does is, so they found that after a thunderstorm, the electrical charge in the water seemed to improve the plants. So what they did is they mimicked that by adding it into magnets, and then while the water runs through the magnets, you get this extra boost and it's supposed to charge your plants basically. So I'm going to test it. So what I've done is this. Now, I'm not trying to sales pitch this to you at all. I'm just trying to show you something different in the garden, and they sent me one over so I can trial it. So let me show you what I've done. So I've added it to this side of the irrigation and not to this side. So my plan is to see whether this side of the polytunnel grows better plants, better tomatoes, and also what else I'm going to do is I'm going to connect it to the watering can as well. I'm going to buy 2 plants in the next week, and you can actually just clip it over the side, over the spout of the watering can. And one plant I'm going to label Plant Surge, one I'm not, and then we'll see in a few weeks' time whether or not it actually improves by having that's powered up water. So yeah, stay tuned for that anyway. So like I said, I'm not trying to plug the product to you. You can go over and have a look at Plant Surge if you want. I'll put a link in the description. There's no obligation. I just thought it'd be something interesting. A few of my friends have got them and they swear by them. So I approached Plant Surge. They sent me one for me to trial, and hopefully I'll have good results. If not, I'll be honest and I'll tell you either way. But fingers crossed it works for me, because it definitely worked for my friends. So this little scraggly sunflower is still plotting on. This is called an autumn beauty. It's one of my favorites. It looks tiny right now, but believe me, in the next month that will tower over that archway like everything else is in this garden. Look at it. It's an absolute jungle at the moment. So if you remember it on the grapevine garden last year, I had sunflowers everywhere and they were absolutely stunning. But I've dotted a few around. Some are coming, they're taking their time because someone might have forgot to put them in earlier, but they're coming along now, and that's the main thing. Don't put the pressure on yourself. it'll come in the end, and if it doesn't, you'll learn from it, and next year you'll try and be better. I'll try and be better. So just to add more noise to the fig and olive plot, I've decided to add one of these bamboo chimes. So let's clip that on. There we go. Now I've put it at the back of the plot because I don't want it to interfere with the birds and they'll get a bit scared and stuff. I was going to hang it on the fig tree or the olive tree, but that's close to the bird feeder and I don't want them to start getting scared that that's clanging around. So it'll be at the back. Nice little bit of background sound. We'll see how long that lasts, just like the mole things. Speaking of mole things, they're bloody gone. Honest to God, they are gone. As much as they were working, I think I'd soon have the blooming moles than having that buzzing all the time. There's still a few here that I can't remember where I put them. They might be under this massive gigantic pumpkin patch, but we'll see. But they're all going. They're too annoying. Like anywhere you walk, you hear that noise, and when I'm recording as well, it's just not. It's not working. But plan C will have to, have to start soon. So speaking of which, look at this now. They are growing huge. So that one's literally the size of a little small football, and there's also a pile under there, all under there now. I've never had this much success with pumpkins, and it's probably because I never had much room, and I used to put one or two down the bottom of the grapevine garden and I'd forget about them. They'd be there and they'd be fighting to survive, but here they're getting all the nutrient, they're getting all the food, and I'm looking forward to like red curry squash and also some nice butternut squash as well, and there's nothing better than butternut squash in a curry, so I'm looking forward to that. Maybe I'll do one on the plot sometime, who knows. So one thing I shamefully didn't do is plant this lobelia, and it's been in water but it desperately needs to go in, so I think let's just get that in, because otherwise I'm going to regret it, and I'm going to think that could have been a massive amount of bloom. So I'm going to dot a few around the pond in between all the crevices so that it'll overflow into the pond. I just think that'll look lovely in late summer. I can't believe I'm saying summer. It doesn't feel like summer, does it? Like, I think we had our summer in May and June, and then all of a sudden now, I can hear that buzzing. And now it's just overcast all the time. Overcast. I left this purposely so that we'd have nice weather to do all the solar videos, but we'll make do with what we've got. Right, let's get those plants in. I'm well happy with that. Like, I wish I did it. Why didn't I do it sooner? It's those things that you just put them on the side, you forget all about them, and then they end up either dying or they're late going in. But we all do it, right? Like, look at those little flushes of bloom that are over there, and the fact that they're just hiding in between all the rocks and the grasses. I think it's lovely. Look at this struggling. Come on. There's just not enough sun for that little fountain today, but come on, sun. The sunflowers here as well, they're coming slowly. I love the fact that it's all dotted in between all the dahlias and everything else in between. The colours here this year, honestly, it's just crazy. I'm definitely going to do this next year. And look at this beautiful pink flamingo grass. At least I think it's pink flamingo grass. I'm positive it's pink. It's pink flamingo grass. You try saying that after a few pints. Sometimes you just have to just stand back and just admire everything that you've created, and remember that this was a barren land a few months ago. And my advice would be just to don't be so hard on yourself and look back at pictures of how your plots used to be, how your gardens used to be, and remember that you've created a sanctuary for creatures, birds, and everything in between. And also you've created some food in a space that was probably barren at some point. This flower bed is also coming into fruition as well. So I've taken out the stakes as I showed you. I've had a guts full of the noise, but yeah, definitely these allium. Look at them, they've gone to seed now, these alliums, but they still look like nice garden sparklers, so they're staying for now. Another tip for some sensory garden is to add some lemon balm or orange balm at the front of your plot, because when it blows in the wind, you have this nice whiff of lemon or orange or even any mints really, just a nice fragrance as you enter the plot, and I love it. I always put lemon balm at every single plot at the front. Grapevine or fig and olive, they both got it. So I planted this ginger on the 10th of March, and I thought it was going to come to nothing, but look, we've got some ginger growing. So I think what I'm going to do is now, because they like a bit of heat, I brought it out because it's been raining loads. I thought they'd benefit from some nice rainwater, but I think this is going to go in here now with my lemon tree, and I've also got a lime as well, so let's pop that in there. So one of the things I am going to change in here is I think I'm going to have my lemon and lime tree growing in here permanently. I'll fleece it up in winter. Hopefully they'll survive, but fingers crossed, eh? We can only try. Look at the tomatoes now. Now I moaned, they've started. So the Ailsa Craig, they are looking fantastic. I've already took a big pile of those off. These are the beefsteak. I think they're called brandy something, maybe brandy wine or something. Let's have a look. So they're called Brandy Boy, and they look lovely. I'm really looking forward to them. And also look at them all now. The polytunnel is full of tomato, and I'm really excited. So tigerellas are on their way. Also, these ones, I can't remember what they are. I think they're called, I don't know. Maybe this is the orange accordion. No, it's too small. I don't know. I don't know what this one is. But over there, marmalade. We've got St. Pierre, Gigantamo at the back. So there is a few. So while looking around, I've actually found a cucumber. There's a few growing on the vine now. So let's have a little harvest. So there we are. That's not bad at all. So give them a little twist. Cucumber. This one's ready as well, I think. Oh, I've just took it. Here we go. So with them off the vine now, it can focus on producing and growing more. So always take them off. Don't leave them too big. These are perfect size. So I'm sure my family enjoy them. I actually don't like cucumber, but they do. And every time I give them a little veg basket or something, they'll be like, where's the cucumber? So I've started growing cucumbers. Today has been just a weird day over the plot. I mean, so many little jobs, and some of them are not worth showing, but I've started on the solar panel, the kit at the top. I've started filming for Gemma at Gemma's allotment for her collab, so her video's coming out. I'll pop it by here when it's coming out, so I'll have to ask her. So I actually just FaceTimed her actually, just to kind of check what's going on. And I love that about the community, that, you know, we're all helping each other, we're all growing our channels, and it's nice that you can boost, you know, other people as well and encourage them, and they encourage me and I encourage them, and that's how it should be. You know, a nice community of viewers and YouTubers all helping each other out. So yeah, Gemma's collab is coming up. I'll pop it by here now and go have a look, because there's some of your favourites on there. Jane Kelly, me, Will, you name it. Amia's on there, you name it, they're on there. So go over to their channels, give them a subscribe, and yeah, help us all out. So now I've picked those cucumbers, it spurred me on to do a little bit of a harvest. This should be enough for a nice little salad box, and I'm sure I'll give it to one of my friends or family. So let's get that done. So these are a new variety called honeycomb. So normally I do the sun gold, so these are new for me, so hopefully they'll be just as nice or better than sun gold. So let's give them a go. Oh wow. Oh my god. These are actually so much better than sun gold. And I can see why they're called honeycomb. They're sweet and they're so full of flavour. Right, back to the harvesting. That's not a bad little harvest. I've got some lettuces, red Florence onions, some courgettes, cucumbers, and also some mixture of tomatoes. So I'm really happy with this. So I'm sure my friends or family will be too. I'm Danny, and this is the Grapevine Garden.